with our ACS Fellows. We were very fortunate this year to have a couple of new fellows in the 2020 class. The ACS Fellows program was established in 2008 to recognize members of the ACS for outstanding achievements in and contributions to science, the profession, and the society. There's only 1,233 ACS members that have been given this honor, and it requires documentation of outstanding achievements in and contributions not only to science and the profession, but the society and the community at large. So our first honoree is Carolyn Burnley. Carolyn is retired from Shell, and she was recognized for her distinguished career in the surfactant industry and a longstanding commitment to mentoring chemical technicians and future chemists, especially women and individuals from underrepresented populations. And she's also recognized for her outstanding service to Project SEED as a committee member, and more notably, an influential coordinator for us, the Greater Houston section, and our Project SEED program. She's also had significant service in many, many other areas that are just too numerous to name here. And so I'm hoping Carolyn Burnley's on the line and would be able to say a few words.
I'm here. Certainly, it makes it easy to do and achieve whatever when you have wonderful people working with you. So congratulations to all the honorees. I look forward to the presentation.
Yep. And we look forward to celebrating with you, Carolyn. Hopefully we'll be able to do this in person sometime. All right. And also we had a second, Carrie Spelker. Carrie is with Chevron Energy Technology Company. She has served in R&D management and technical positions for Chevron, and she was recognized for her innovative contributions to energy conversion technologies, resulting in inventions in the development of biofuels, distributed hydrogen, and chemical enhanced oil recovery. She's recognized for her longstanding commitment to the ACS. She's led the GHS as its chair, counselor, treasurer, and community affairs subcommittee chair, excelling at communications, fiscal responsibility, and outreach through chemistry demonstrations and student monitoring. So Carrie, would you like to say a few words? I know I saw you.
Hey, I am here. Thank you so much. I am just so pleased to be a part of such a great society as the American Chemical Society. It's just allowed me to enjoy what I love to do best, which is working in the field of science and working with a lot of great volunteers that are really interested in spreading chemistry education. I really am pleased that they have these awards, all the different awards that we have at our local section, to recognize the great volunteers of the section and those to help spread and raise awareness in chemical education. So thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here, and I really feel honored and grateful. Thank you.
Thank you both. Yeah, we're very excited about this, and we weren't able to have the ceremony this year because we haven't had any in-person ACS meetings, but I'm sure there'll be a combined ceremony in the future where we'll be able to honor both our 2020 and 2021 ACS Fellows at a ceremony soon. I'm sure we're going to get this under control at some point. So, all right, very good. Right. Well, moving on to our regional awards, we weren't able to hold our Southwest Regional Award meeting this year, but we did have the ability to nominate for these awards, and we were fortunate enough to be awarded some of these. The first one is the E.N. Nalley Regional Award for Volunteer Service to the ACS, and the awardee is Amber S. Hinkle of Covestro. This award was established in 2006 by ACS past President E.N. Nalley as part of her presidential initiative to recognize the volunteer efforts of individuals who have served the American Chemical Society, contributing greatly to the goals and objectives of the society through their regional activities. Amber is a vice president for Covestro, and she has joint responsibilities as plant manager of the Covestro Channelview, Texas site, and for operations of the US-based joint venture with LyondellBasell. From 2010 to 2017, she was responsible for health, safety, and environmental and quality at Covestro's Baytown, Texas chemical manufacturing facility. And prior to these roles, she performed numerous functions for Bayer in both polycarbonate and over-the-counter medications manufacturing, including process chemistry, automated test method development, and lab management. Amber holds a degree in chemistry from the University of Utah and a PhD in organometallic chemistry from the University of Washington. She has authored several technical publications, edited a book on successful women in chemistry, and holds 1 patent. She's also spoken at the local and national level on such varied topics as her technical work, leadership development, change management, and women in science. In 2013, Amber was recognized nationally with a Women in Manufacturing Science, Technology, Engineering, and Production, known as the STEP Award. And this is presented to women who have demonstrated excellence and leadership in their careers. Amber has also had experience in developing leaders, facilitating team building workshops, and teaching groups on subjects such as accountability, anxiousness, and customer focus, both within Bayer, Covestro, and externally. She's the past chair of the National American Chemical Society's Women Chemist Committee and former Committee on Committees member. She is currently a facilitator for the ACS Leading Without Authority and Strategic Planning workshops, as well as counselor for the Greater Houston section, and chair of the ACS Committee on Nominations and Elections. And in 2012, Amber was honored with by becoming an ACS Fellow. So you can see Amber has greatly contributed and is well deserving of this award. This award wasn't able to be given this year because we weren't able to have a meeting, but the award will be presented at the 2021 Southwest Regional Meeting in Austin, and I look forward to being there and seeing that. So Amber, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Lisa. You did not warn me that you were going to do such a lovely and formal introduction of me. That's I feel very honored. I'm very appreciative that the local section nominated me for this award and that the region awarded it to me. I mentioned in the first breakout session I was in that the ACS is my hobby, and it's been my hobby for a very long time. And one of the reasons that I volunteer is because the society was so beneficial to me, even starting back in high school. And so Phoenix, I know, is on the line here with us. He's one of the high school students that was invited to tonight's awards. And really my interaction with ACS started in high school as well. It was very beneficial in my career, great place to learn leadership skills and practice those. And so I have been continuing to give back because that is what I'm passionate about, is helping others in the same way that I've been helped. And I also learn as much as I hope others learn when we interact together within the society. So I just do enjoy volunteering. And I will say that once I got my family to understand that the ACS was my hobby, then it made a lot more sense to them. So, you know, some of them play video games, some of them do other things. I work at the ACS, so. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Amber. All right, well, let's turn our attention to the next one, which is the Stanley C. Israel Regional Award for Advancing Diversity in the Chemical Sciences. And as I was telling people a little bit earlier, this one kind of dropped in on us, a little bit of a surprise, but a very pleasant surprise. We had nominated Prairie View A&M University, and we found out, I think on Tuesday, that they were selected for the Southwest Region Award. And we got on the horn as fast as we could, and we actually have some representatives here this evening, and thank them very much for coming. And we might need to pick a spokesperson here in a moment. But let me just tell you a little bit what they did to deserve this award. So this award recognizes individuals and or institutions that have advanced diversity in the chemical sciences and significantly stimulated or fostered activities that promote inclusiveness within the ACS regions. Prairie View A&M University is a historically Black college and university that has strived for the past 2 decades to advance its diversity both in their staff in terms of gender and racial diversification. representing a wide range of specialties, including analytical, environmental, inorganic, organic, physical, and biochemistry. They create a personal and supportive environment for their students and are directly involved in the professional development of students through undergraduate and graduate research. And we heard a little bit in our breakout room about what they're doing. PVAMU chemistry department is also deeply involved with the American Chemical Society, and they received their ACS program accreditation in 2006. An ACS student chapter was recreated with faculty advisors, providing professional development activities and growth for students, including research in cutting edge areas and in presentations and symposia and conferences, not only at the university, but at ACS regional meetings and the National Organization for Professional Advancement of Black Chemists and Chemical Engineers, also known as NOBCHE. More than 100 undergraduate students have made presentations with more than 50 publications in refereed journals and publications in the last 14 years. And we heard a little bit about this this evening from Gina. During ACS National Chemistry Week, they celebrate by inviting prominent lecturers to their campus, renowned scientists from national labs, Nobel laureates, et cetera, to speak and to motivate the students. The event usually includes a student poster session that probably had to go a little virtual this year, but this gives an opportunity for their students to present research, practice their presentation skills, and get feedback. They were one of the pioneering partners with the Greater Houston section when we started our Project Seed program in 2008. They have continuously provided mentors since that time, and in some years was the only site available for the Project Seed program and interns. Since that time, more than 120 high school students have participated, with almost half of those being mentored at Prairie View A&M. They have openly shared their successes and failures in the program in order to impact change and progress within the program. And they previously received a salute for excellence for their work. But this year, we're very honored that they got the Stanley C. Israel Regional Award. And as I said before, we're not doing these in person, but the award will be presented at the 2021 Southwest Regional meeting in Austin. So Dr. Oki, are you gonna speak for the group or someone else?
Yeah, that's fine. Again, on behalf of all of my faculty members and all of the supporters who got us to this level, I really want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for at least elevating us, because we can always try to make us better. But it's so pleasing that Prairie View has been recognized for this diverse, very, very good for this diverse activity. And then thank you so much. Thank the ACS, thank the chemistry department faculty members who devoted their time. And I want to thank, there are so many special people among you that actually work with us. And it just, it was a major, major surprise for this event. But thank you so very much. Thank you. I will continue to increase our diversity and then expand in the areas that we can. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. I am going to turn it over to David Thompson to talk about the Regional P3 Award. David?
Started speaking and then realized I was on mute. The recipients of the 2020 ACS Regional Partners in Prosperity Award for the Southwest region are Professor Darren Williams of Sam Houston State University and his corporate partners, Barbara and Ed Kenigsberg of BFK Solutions. The Precision Cleaning Partnership began with joint work on a grant in 2014 from the United States Strategic Environmental Research and Development Program, which was a joint funding vehicle of the military, the EPA, NASA, and the DOE. Dr. Williams led the research effort, while Barbara and Ed Kenigsberg led the outreach to industry and the EPA. The initial goal of the Precision Cleaning Partnership was to find new azeotropic solvent blends to replace solvents that are a growing concern for worker safety in solvent vapor degreasing. The partnership went on to develop product quality cleaning workshops that provide 2 days of hands-on training for industrial professionals who work in high-value critical cleaning, such as the cleaning steps that ensure the successful fusion of orthopedic implants with bone, and the cleaning steps that remove impurities from liquid oxygen valves to prevent rocket explosion on takeoff, and many others. During the current pandemic, the Precision Cleaning Workshop Partnership workshops have converted successfully to an online webinar format that continues to educate and inform industrial stakeholders. This year's webinars have attracted over 200 international registrants representing agencies and companies such as the EPA, NASA, Boeing, 3M, Chemours, and many others. Sam Houston State University students have and continue to benefit from extensive integration into all facets of the collaboration. Currently, a new interdisciplinary precision cleaning association is being set up to foster cleaning research and collaboration across numerous industries, including academia, including aerospace, medical, implants, and parts manufacturing. Dr. Darren Williams is an inaugural member of the board of directors for this new scientific association. Doctors Barbara and Ed Kanigsberg of BFK Solutions are expert consultants in surface quality, process development, and analytical chemistry. For over 26 years, they have been working with manufacturers to improve the value of their product through critical and precision cleaning. They are co-editors of and contributors to the 2-volume Handbook for Critical Cleaning published by the CRC Press in 2011. The Precision Cleaning Partnership is a wonderful example of a partnership that is making a significant contribution to both progress and prosperity. The synergistic strengths of the partners are making significant contributions to the science of precision cleaning. A huge congratulations to the principals, Dr. Ed Kanigsberg, Dr. Barbara Kanigsberg, and Dr. Darren Williams. And if you all have something to say at this point, I'll turn the mic over to you.
Let's start with Dr. Williams. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, David, and thank you to the region and to the local section too for your participation in the nomination. I'm super excited about this because this is I guess a unique partnership in addressing an industrial concern. That's ongoing. It wasn't just sort of a one-off thing, and I owe so much to Barbara and Ed Kanigsberg because they've really been the catalyst in working with industry and then also their contacts with the Environmental Protection Agency. So it's been sort of the best of all worlds. We have the students involved in the research, we have consultants in critical cleaning, we have industrial stakeholders, and it's been a great and ongoing and enjoyable partnership. So Barbara, Ed, do y'all have anything to add?
Sure, why not? Likewise, it is wonderful to be working with Darren, and as I call them, the kids in the cleaning research group. It's wonderful to see practical young minds become educated and really want to change the world. We're entering an age of advancing technology without a real understanding of chemistry. I think in some cases, the public and some people in the government think of chemistry as witchcraft. And so I'm looking forward to really communicating with industry, with the government. Right now, we're communicating with the EPA, which is a lot of fun, teaching chemistry to them. Ed is a rocket scientist. He has his PhD. I have my master's in biochemistry, but thank you for calling me doctor. And we really look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you again. It's quite an honor. And Ed, do you want to say a quick?
I think Barbara said it mostly, but this has been quite a great honor. And we really are anxious to be able to get back and work hand in hand with the students and practicing professionals. Some of them have been practicing for many years, decades, but there really haven't been courses in cleaning, the chemistry of cleaning, the physics of cleaning. I'm a physicist, so everything is physics. But
yeah, that's what he says.
But anyway, we really are honored to have this award.
Thank you both. All right. Well, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Monty Pettit, and he's going to give out some salutes to excellence. Monty?
Sure. So the Greater Houston Society with these salutes to excellence is recognizing Rice University and Shell as partners in prosperity for collaborating to identify technologies that can recycle produced water, which is from unconventional wells, initially for use in hydraulic fracturing, but with the future goal of reuse in agriculture. Accomplishments of this team have led to a new catalyst technology, student training, and raised some societal awareness and understanding about how water is managed in industry. So through this collaboration, this team has trained 5 engineering students for careers in water treatment, built a pilot plant at Rice to treat this produced water, and published 3 high-impact articles. Do we have anybody from Shell or Rice that wants to say something?
Mike Wong?
Sure, this is Mike Wong here. Thank you, Monte, and thank you for the very kind description. And I, on behalf of the team of Shell and Rice researchers, including Mike Reynolds, who's on the line today, we really appreciate the acknowledgement of the hard work of the students to really look at designing and developing new chemistries to clean waters. And clean water is not just for drinking, but clean water is also for industrial reuse. And I think that's a lot of the exciting things that we've developed over the last couple of years. We look forward to, at Rice, to continue our collaboration and partnership with Shell going forward on the education and research side. So thank you very much again to the Greater Houston section.
You bet.
Mike Reynolds?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for this recognition on behalf of Shell and my colleagues. We've been really happy to be part of the Newt Consortium and to cooperate with Rice on training the students and helping them to get a better education in water treatment technology, which I think will benefit everyone in the long run. So thank you again for this Excellence Award.
Thank you both. All right, back to Monty.
All right. Very nice. So now we're going to move to San Jac College Center for Petroleum, Energy, and Technology. And the Greater Houston Society is recognizing them as partners in prosperity for partnering with key petrochemical and energy partners to provide a really exceptional and immersive program for students entering the workforce, as well as those requiring updates to their skills. The academic programs and 35 state-of-the-art labs there provide students with real hands-on experience on the equipment that they would see in the field after they graduate, of course. The program reaches over 1,000 high school students through facility tours, career fairs, technology showcases, and different campus sort of STEM events and the like. The college's partnership with industry has also resulted in over $500,000 in scholarships for students in petrochemical and industrial trade programs. And so this is just wonderful. And I wonder if we've got somebody from San Jac that'd like to say something.
We have Clarissa with us today.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much. I just wanted to say on behalf of the Lyondell-Basell Center for Petrochemical Energy and Technology that we're very honored to receive this award, and we are very appreciative. We have some really, really committed industry partners. We have, of course, Lyondell-Basell. We have Dow and Shell. We have Carrare and Lubrizol. We have probably 10 or 15 different, we have Eaton and Emerson, Hunter, I could keep going on. All of these partners have just been in there with us since the very beginning, helping to design the building, what we put in the labs. They're helping us go through our curriculum to do a deep dive and make the curriculum be exactly what the students need. And they're even in there helping us operate the labs. And right now, Lyondell-Basell is in there building a glass lab that's supposed to be opening in a couple of months for the students. We'll have 4 distillation units, all in glass and acrylic, so students can see everything as it runs through. So we have some awesome partners that are just in there with us on a daily basis. They're boots on the ground. So we so appreciate them. Without that, we could not be providing the kind of workforce development that we're doing. But we want to say thank you to the American Chemical Society for acknowledging that. We really appreciate, we're honored to receive this award.
Excellent. Thank you, Clarissa. And I'm glad you could be here this evening. And when I get a chance, you will each be getting one of these in the mail. It looks something like this, so you can see what your award will look like. All right. Very good. All right, thank you. All right, well, with that, I'm going to hand over to Crystal Young, and she's going to help me with the Greater Houston Section volunteer recognitions. Crystal? Oh, and I will change.
Hi, so I am tasked with honoring some of our local section members with their volunteer awards. So the American Chemical Society Greater Houston section would not be successful without our excellent volunteers. All of the efforts that we have been recognizing tonight have only been possible because of the volunteer efforts of people in the Greater Houston section stepping up and doing the work that needs to be done. Like Amber, it's our hobby, I guess. So we want to honor those that time and effort placed in our society to make it what it is. The first that I want to mention is the Outreach Volunteer of the Year. The Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes the immeasurable efforts made by the ACS local section volunteer who conducts outreach and teaches the public about chemistry. ACS-GHS would like to recognize Catherine Failer as the local section volunteer of the year. She's also going to be recognized at the annual Chem Luminary Awards on social media and in a special article of CNN. Catherine Failer has held various elected positions, including chair of the Greater Houston section. Catherine has been actively involved in the local section's outreach efforts for several years. Many of these events promote chemistry and STEM to young children, like the Education Rainbow Challenge. Catherine has dedicated her time and effort in celebrating the International Year of the Periodic Table in 2019 and has organized several events that actively engage students of all ages of children, teachers, and general public. One of the things that she has organized was the participation in the Greater Houston section in the International Quilt Festival. And so I would like to honor Catherine now with the Volunteer of the Year Award. Catherine, do you have your award to accept?
I have.
Here you go. Here's the award. Yay, you have it now.
I have this one. But yeah. Oh, do I talk now?
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. It's great to be recognized, but like so many others, ACS and chemistry has given me a lot, especially when I was younger, high school, even earlier than that. And so I just feel it's my duty to give back because, it's changed my life for the better. And just given me a home. And so I like to be able to, tell the kids, hey, you should pursue chemistry. It's a great career. Let the public know chemistry is not evil. It's a lot of fun. So it's just, it's really great to be honored for this, but it's a hobby. It's my life. So I'm happy to do what I can. Yay, chemistry.
And I like that you're representing one of your periodic table quilts there in part of your background. So, the next honoree that I have is actually Catherine Failer. So we have the local section salutes to excellence, and we would like to honor Catherine Failer for her contributions to the American Chemical Society Greater Houston section in the chemistry themed fabric face masks. She has committed her personal time and materials to producing and shipping up to, as crazy as this number may seem, 95 chemistry-themed fabric masks intended to help reduce the spread of personal aerosols that may carry the coronavirus. The sale of these masks highlighted the importance of safety practices in the community and encouraged proper use of personal protective equipment in accordance with good scientific principles during the public health crisis. In addition, mask sales raised over $900, and the proceeds have been donated to the American Chemical Society Greater Houston section to support chemistry outreach activities and inspire future STEM leaders in the Houston area. So, Catherine, I would like to present you with your salutes to excellence.
Thank you so much. Again, this is lovely, but I was happy to use my time in lockdown for something productive. And it also made a pretty good dent in my stash. I have just the right amount of fabric. Any quilter will tell you, it's got to keep my shelves warm. So, you know, just again, happy to be useful. And it was good that I was able to do something productive, since we couldn't really go out and do anything else. So thanks.
Thank you so much to Catherine. And the next volunteer I have the honor of recognizing is for the service of our past chair, Snigdha Chinamani. And I would like to give her this commemorative pin to recognize her amazing service to the Greater Houston section as past chair. During her service as chair and under her leadership, the Greater Houston section was nominated for 6 Chem luminaries, and we were actually granted 3 Chem luminaries for Outstanding Local Section Career Program for the Career Fair, Outstanding Kids in Chemistry Award, and the Outstanding Performance by a Local Section Large Category Award. So Snigdha, please accept this past chair pin.
Thank you, Crystal. This is a pleasant surprise. Thank you so much for the recognition, and I'm grateful to be a part of the Greater Houston Local Section American Chemical Society chapter. It's an honor to be a part and help the local section and serve. It's given me a great opportunity to interact with a lot of students and exemplary volunteers, as well as great members. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Snigdha, and thank you, Crystal. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Mike Wong, and he is going to recognize our Chemistry Olympiad 2020 team members from Houston. Mike?
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening. It's my pleasure for me to give a few comments today for our 2 students. Some general background, the 2020 International Chemistry Olympiad had a slightly different look to it this year. Like so many events, it was completely virtual. Students from across the country took a local qualifying test around early March, and then based on their scores and the size of the section, a selected number of students were invited to take the national exam to qualify for camp. The Greater Houston section had 2 students qualify for the camp, Yi-Tian Zhu and Phoenix Wu, both of Seven Lakes High School. These young chemists then participated in the virtual training camp with the top 20 students from the national test. This year's training camp was also virtual, but it was held to a model very similar to the live-in model that is usually used. The camp was run by 2 college instructor mentors, 1 high school instructor mentor, and 1 peer mentor who had also participated in the program previously during high school. The students in camp took classes online from various instructors. Tests were on the watchful eye of monitors and participated in games, study groups, and social activities to build community. Lots of work, lots of work. The top 4 students from the training camp were chosen to represent the U.S. at the International Chemistry Olympiad, and all 4 earned gold medals, with Alex Lee achieving top gold. Now, as members of the team of 20, Yi-Tian and Phoenix, although they were not in the top 4 of the camp, should be exceptionally proud of their accomplishments, and because they were underclassmen, they can take the opportunity to participate again in 2021 should they choose. As members of the Greater Houston section, we are so proud of both of our representatives, Yi-Tian and Phoenix. And if they're both on the line, perhaps if they're bold enough to say a few words, we'd love to hear from you.
Phoenix?
Well, I didn't really prep anything, but I guess American Chemistry Society, it's been a great influence the last year, especially because of this process. Study camp was a great opportunity for me to meet like tons of great people across the nation, peers, and also the mentors. It was a really exciting experience and a really great honor. to be able to attend.
Thank you. Etienne?
Does she need to unmute?
Ah.
I don't believe she's on.
Ah, okay. Thank you,
I
Dawn.
can't tell. Okay.
She was on earlier, but all right, go ahead, Mike. You got one more round for me here.
Very good. Again, just wanted to just congratulate our two high school representatives for the Greater Houston section. I'll say a few comments about the National Chemistry Week. Today happens to mark the end of National Chemistry Week. The NCW and National Chemistry Week is a community-based program of the ACS held annually, which unites the ACS local sections, student chapters, technical divisions, businesses, schools, and individuals in celebrating and communicating the importance of chemistry to our quality of life. It happens, for those who don't keep quite track of it, it happens every year during the third week of October. And yesterday happens to be 10/23, and we all know what 10/23 is in the context of National Chemistry Week. It is Mold Day, so so today marks the end of it, and I guess that was a nice coincidence that it worked out quite nicely. So I think with that, back to you, Lisa.
All right, thanks, Mike. All right, so during our annual banquet, we also like to honor our service award winner or achievers, I guess I should say. And I know I saw a few people on the line that have received their, or this is their 50th year of ACS service. This is, we had 16 50-year service awards and 11 60, which I'll show you on the next slide. But I believe we have at least 2, if not 3 people on the line from this list. So I think I saw Larry Kramer. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I had a great career in chemistry. And since I retired in chemistry, I continue to use my chemical background and my chemical knowledge in my retirement years too. So it's been something that stayed with me my whole life.
All right, thank you, sir. And I think I saw content.
Yes, I'm happily retired and I'd like to travel, but unfortunately with this coronavirus, we cannot do it. So I'm staying home and enjoying retired life.
Excellent. We're really glad you could join us this evening.
Thank you.
All right. Is John Peterson with us? Okay. Anybody else from the 50-year list here with us this evening? I do not have visibility, so you'll have to help me. All right. We'll move on to the 60-year awards then. So we have, as I mentioned, 11 people that have achieved this stellar 60-year level, although we do have a gentleman on the line that's got 55. He's kind of in the middle. Is anybody with us this evening that is celebrating this award that's on this list this evening? All right. I didn't see anybody on the registration list, but I didn't want to have any last-minute people join that I was not aware of. But congratulations to everyone. This is an amazing feat. I'm only at 30 years, and it feels like it's been a lifetime. So congratulations. Everyone has gotten their certificates in the mail as much as we would have loved to have given them in person. Please share our congratulations to you and continue doing great things out there. All right, at this point, I would love to honor our Greater Houston section officers and committee chairs and committees. This is a picture from our kickoff meeting in January, and probably the last time we were all together. I think we've had some smaller groups and gatherings in February or so, but this was the last time that we were all in the same room together. You've already heard from Crystal, our chair, Don, who I told you was running the The background here being our technical person is our chair-elect, and Snigdha is our past chair. But you know, everybody on here is doing just amazing work in the background, either as an officer or a chair of a committee, or you know, something. Everybody's just moving the parts of this section to make sure that we're reaching as many people in the greater Houston area as we can. So thank you very much. If we were in the room, you know, I'd have you all standing up, but this is the best we can do. And I think we probably have over 50% of you on the phone this evening. So thank you so very much for your service. And I really have to do a special nod to my awards committee. They've worked very hard this year to make sure that all year long we were looking for the opportunities to recognize our volunteers, all the way from the ACS Fellows, all the way through the regional and the local section awards. We always look for opportunities. And I certainly hope if you know someone that is deserving of one of these awards, that you will nominate someone or get their names to us so that we can do that. But special shout out to Crystal Young, John Friesen, Amy Modick, Christopher Wild, Michael Reynolds, David Thompson, Michael Wong, and Monty Pettit for helping me all year long to do this job. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. At this point, we're going to start our local section awards. We're running a little bit behind, but I'll try to speed it up a little bit. Our first award is the Mamie W. Moy Distinguished Service Award. Just to let you know, this is a brand new award. This is the first year that it's been given. This award recognizes demonstrated, dedicated, unselfish leadership, service, and significant contributions over a sustained period of time to the chemical enterprise, as well as the American Chemical Society at all levels. And we're very pleased this year to be giving the inaugural award to Sonny C. Tang. Sonny received his PhD from MIT in 1975 and immediately went to work at Shell West Hollow in Houston. And for 27 years, he operated in various capacities for Shell Oil Company, primarily in the areas of analytical chemistry and catalysis. Initially engaged in research in homogeneous and heterogeneous catalysis, analytical science, and molecular modeling, he completed his career supervising analytical laboratories and providing thermal analysis, X-ray diffraction, X-ray spectrometry, particle sizing, and structural properties services. During this time, he published 8 technical journal papers and obtained 11 patents. After leaving Shell, he provided a consultation service in chemistry and chemical engineering to chemical companies. Sonny joined the local section of the ACS at the same time, the Greater Houston section, as he joined Shell West Hollow. And since that time, he has been active at all levels of the society, including the local section, regional, and national levels. For the local section, he served as treasurer and served in the chair progression as alternate counselor and counselor. As treasurer, he found he had his father's accountant's genes and that he enjoyed balancing the books and filing tax returns. And during his tenure, he spearheaded the move of most of our holdings to income generating vehicles, and that has served us very well. He also served as chair of National Chemistry Week, which you just heard about, for the Greater Houston section for many years. He and Mamie had 20+ professional chemists doing hands-on demos with kids, usually at Hofheinz Pavilion on the University of Houston campus. And then that led to doing hands-on demos at school gymnasiums for Education Rainbow Challenge. And they found that the best people to do this were actually the students themselves, so that he engaged the student affiliates. And we've really been going with that model ever since. Sonny was elected counselor for GHS and served for more than 17 years. He put his finance expertise to work on the ACS Committee on Budget and Finance and on the ACS Committee on Project Seed, where he learned a great deal on how a large organization runs its finances. He stepped down and allowed others within the Greater Houston section to take a leadership role, but he has stepped back up and served as both alternate counselor and counselor in recent years as the need has arisen. He currently leads the GHS Financial Advisory Committee, which aims to enhance the current long-term situation of our finances by auditing the books annually and advising the executive committee concerning investment of our capital funds. He was also a major part of the Southwest regional meetings in 1996, 2006, and 2016, where he was responsible for the hotel arrangements in 1996 and 2006. And 2016, he was in charge of the facility arrangements at the Galveston Island Convention Center. Sonny received the E.N. Nalley Southwest Region Award for Volunteer Service in 2008, was elected to the 2011 class of ACS Fellows, and received the 2012 Greater Houston Local Section Award, which is now known as the Joe W. Hightower Award. But to top it all off, after retirement from the chemical enterprise, he decided to dedicate himself full-time to his nonprofit work. In 2007, Sonny and his wife Barbara co-founded the All People Be Happy, a nonprofit foundation dedicated to ending extreme poverty and building a world where all people can be happy. To foster happiness, this organization devotes their resources and efforts in the underdeveloped world because they believe this is where they can do the most good. They strive to achieve their vision by initiating and supporting innovative programs in education and training, healthcare, and sustainable agriculture. Sonny is receiving this award due to his dedicated and unselfish leadership, service, and significant contributions over the last 45 years to the chemical enterprise, the ACS, and to humanity. Sonny would like to present you with this award.
Wait. Okay. See?
There you go.
Pretty good, huh?
That was very good.
Virtual. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for this award. I'm honored to be awarded in that long introduction.
Sorry, I had to.
I didn't do that much. Okay. I do have to say I have a little misgiving about this award because since volunteer service is more about quantity than quality, this award is usually given toward the end of one's usefulness. So I'm glad I'm getting it before I'm at the end of my usefulness. Nevertheless, I'm especially grateful that I'm the first recipient of the Mamie W. Moy Distinguished Service Award, because if it isn't for Mamie, who's I'm sure I see is in the audience, if it isn't for Mamie pushing and badgering me to do ACS things for the past 40 years, and I must say it's so damn hard to say no to Mamie, I would never have done enough to deserve this award. So thank you again, and I hope to see you guys in person someday.
Excellent. Thank you, Sonny, and congratulations. All right, I'm going to hand it over to David Thompson to give out our Younger Chemist Award. David?
I am delighted to recognize Dr. Adrian Vijalta-Cerdas as this year's recipient of the Greater Houston section of the American Chemical Society Younger Chemist Award. Adrian is currently an assistant professor of chemical education at Sam Houston State University. He hails from Costa Rica, where he completed his BS in chemistry in 2008. He received his master's in 2012 and then went on to get his PhD in 2014 in chemistry with an emphasis in chemical education from the Department of Chemistry at the University of South Florida. Adrian has distinguished himself in many ways, but one of them is through his many collaborations. Adrian Vijalta-Cerdas has active, ongoing scholarly collaborations at the international, national, regional levels and within Sam Houston State University. He has served as the organizer or co-organizer of multiple workshops and symposia, and has been active in publishing his work both as a co-author and author of chapters of books and also through peer-reviewed articles. Some of the topics he has been working on recently are conceptual understanding and microscopic representations via molecular animations, general chemistry in 3 dimensions, a course reform collaborative, and within Texas, this is a part of a collaboration that he's a part of, identifying dormant essential automaticity skills in STEM. So at Sam Houston State University, Adrian serves as the internal evaluator for a college-wide interdisciplinary NSF IUSC grant focused on improving retention and outcomes for incoming STEM students. and integrating them into research experiences, and he's playing a pivotal role in developing a new curriculum for bright underprepared students that are coming into the university. Adrian brings a wonderful focus and energy to all that he does. His innovative work in chemical education holds much promise for strengthening chemistry learning in the university for many years to come. Congratulations to you, Adrian, as this year's winner of the GHS Younger Chemist Award. And this is a book I need to return to you, so I will toss it over to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I want to thank the section. And I'm really grateful for my colleagues in Sam Houston and collaborators around Texas and the US. I don't think I will manage to be able to learn so much, do so much in such a short time without them. So I'm really happy of being part of Texas education system and being part of Sam Houston. Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Mike Reynolds for the 2-year college award.
Okay, great. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Fantastic. Okay, on behalf of the American Chemical Society, Greater Houston section, it is my pleasure to recognize this year's 2-year college award winner, Dr. Lymidas Baitautis. Dr. Baitautis is an assistant professor of chemistry tenured at Galveston College, where he also serves as the program coordinator for the physical sciences. He has had a distinguished career in the chemical sciences as a researcher, a mentor, and a teacher. Dr. Baitautis has been described by his peers as an innovator of novel and highly accurate first principles quantum chemical computational methods. He has organized sessions at regional ACS meetings and has presented his research at many others. His accolades include 48 peer-reviewed articles in his field published as recently as this year. His colleagues point out that he cleverly intertwines his research into his teaching at Galveston College. By incorporating his research topics into course material, he exposes the community college students to the world of research early on in their academic careers. He also accomplishes this by organizing seminar series for students that feature world-class scientists. In addition, he actively pursues grants to build research capacity at Galveston College, as exemplified by serving as co-principal investigator for an NSF grant that was used to purchase valuable instrumentation. Engagement in research, continuing to serve as a peer reviewer, and actively pursuing grants while teaching a full course load at Galveston College all demonstrate his commitment to the field and capture the spirit of the award being bestowed upon him today. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Baitautis as the 2020 ACS-GHS 2-year college award winner. Over to you, Professor. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just remember I have to unmute myself when I accept. So thank you for the award, which all you can see. First of all, I would like to really thank. It's a great honor to receive this prestigious award, and of course that indicates the importance, that American Chemical Society indicates the importance that American Chemical Societies sort of directs towards community colleges, the 2-year institution. So the teaching is of course very challenging, and of course that is the very fact that this award exists, for the 2-year colleges, of course indicates the importance of education of chemistry in the community colleges, and education work done at community colleges in general in any field. So that is, I'm very grateful, and I would like to thank American Chemical Society for that, because this is, I think it's wonderful. Of course, I would like to say that because myself as a member of Galveston College faculty receiving this award, of course, indicates that this is really, this award recognizes all the hard work and dedication that is due to people at Galveston College. That includes all faculty, staff, administration, and of course students, because students, they challenge us, they of course help us to get better, and of course it's very rewarding experience, trying to give a little bit of research, and during my classes, sometimes I get questions, is it going to be an exam? And so that is always stress levels, of course, goes very high, but they feel much better when I say, no, it's just a lot of fun, and so, so they students, I have to say, are very curious. They ask tough questions, so being able to do research, and be current in research, of course, prepares me very much better to answer those challenging questions. And some students really go beyond the course material at all. I mean, they just want to know, and so you have to be ready, right? So that's research has helped me tremendously. So again, this is not, the award recognizes not just me, but everybody at Galveston College that really dedicates. My colleagues, I can see them working every day. They put their heart out. I mean, they really spend endless hours making sure that the students are taken care of, and the students get really a very rewarding experience. So really, it's I have to say the credit goes to everybody. Of course, I would like to add a few special words, and of course I would like to thank everybody at Galveston College, and of course I would like to thank my family. Of course the support of family is critical. That is, and of course my parents and every all my family. I'm especially pleased to say that my son is here, Dominicus. So he's in Los Angeles right now. So he kind of agreed to be here. So I guess I agree. Whenever he will get his award in music, I will be there for him. That's my promise. Okay. So Dominica, if you hear me, that's my promise to you. Okay. So whenever you get whatever your award you have in music, that's again, he's in Los Angeles right now. Anyway, so of course I would have to mention also not just my family, but also my mentors, many mentors, since the beginning, and of course, my PhD advisor, Larry Schad, my of course Klaus Rudenberg, who has just celebrated 100 years birthday. So he's been in quantum chemistry, and so he's been one of my mentors. And of course, I have to say that Doug Klein, who is also here, who has nominated me for this award, I really would like to thank him because he's been my mentor for 20 plus years, and I really appreciate that. He's been very supportive for 20 plus years. So I really, and of course, I'd like to also thank my friends and colleagues from Galveston College who also have. They said they would join me too, so I'm assuming they're here. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody, and I know Michael, James, Dr. Sanchez, who is the division director, and of course I'd like to thank Vice President for Instruction, Dr. Matthews, and of course the college president, Dr. Shelton, for support. I mean, it's really been it's a team effort, so to get this to reach these accomplishments, it's a truly team effort. Nobody can do it alone. I mean, I can say that. So again, thank you so much. And I really appreciate for this recognition. That really goes to everybody, in my life. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, very good. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Amy Modick. I think.
Good evening.
The next one. There
Can
we
you
go.
hear me, Lisa?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It is a pleasure to introduce to you this evening the 2020 recipient of the Thomas Axel Award for Outstanding High School Chemistry Teaching. I've had the honor of working with Jennifer through our shared time in Katy ISD, where we both were a part of the AP Chemistry horizontal team. Carrie Finisand, Jennifer's nominating principal, referenced her innovative and engaging approach to teaching her students, her ability to challenge her students' thinking, and her use of authentic learning experiences that shared her passion for her subject with her students. In my personal experience, these assessments are spot on. Absolutely. Her ability to share her passion has resulted in her having been honored many times as the science teacher who had the most impact on students, having been selected to head the AP horizontal team, and having been chosen to lead an AP curriculum development for KDISD. Reflecting on her own teaching, Jennifer said, "The more that I learn about science teaching, the more humbled I become. This is why I never leave my lesson plans alone, but feel there is more to be learned from year to year." This realization is the mark of an educator who feels their work is a calling rather than just a job, and it is much of what makes Jennifer Knotts such a special educator. It is my pleasure to introduce and recognize Jennifer Knotts, our 2020 winner of the Thomas Axel Award for Outstanding High School Chemistry Teaching.
Thank you so much, Amy, for those very kind and generous words. And I did receive my plaque. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to display it in my classroom. I'm very honored to receive this award. And I'd also like to thank Tina Hovance, our secondary science coordinator for KDISD. She's here tonight. Hi, Tina. And my coworker, Nam Nguyen, my principals, Carrie Finisand and Todd Knabe, for supporting me and for helping me with my applications. And I'd also like to thank my parents. My mom, Ellie, is here tonight. And my dad, Phil, and my husband, Lance, and my two sons, Henry and Oliver, for always believing in me and encouraging me. This has been an emotional year for me, so this is a little bit hard for me to get through, but I do want to thank the committee for lifting me up this year in particular. I think I need it this year more than ever. Teaching in a pandemic is definitely the biggest challenge that I have had to face thus far in my professional career. And my family definitely knows it. My son Oliver sends me a text message every morning to encourage me for my day. And I also just want to thank all teachers everywhere for the job that you do every day. Man, I really didn't want to cry on Zoom, y'all. Sorry. But I do want to say one last thing, and that is that I do truly look forward to continuing to teach and encourage young people in science. And I put my trust in them to solve some of the problems that we have in our world today and to make it a better place for all of us. Thank you so much, everyone. I so appreciate it.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Good job, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. All right, Amy, back to you for our final award of the evening.
All right, speaking of crying on Zoom. Okay, tonight, my heart is so full of excitement for our section award winner. Roxana Allen is, for most pre-college teachers or pre-college chemistry educators in the greater Houston area, the face of the American Chemical Society, and more specifically, the face of the greater Houston section. Her dedicated service to the greater Houston section and her unwavering and contagious passion for the resources and opportunities that are available from the local section for educators in grades K through 12 are just a few of the attributes that put Roxy in a very special category. The Joe Hightower Award provides recognition for meritorious contributions to the welfare and distinction of the greater Houston section, as demonstrated by outstanding and significant contributions to education, research, sectional service, and/or public outreach. As one of Roxy's support letters indicated, the only attribute on this list not significantly within Roxy's CV is research, and only because her career took a slightly different path and there are only 24 hours in a day. Otherwise, that one would be full too. For years, Roxy Allen has been volunteering for the American Chemical Society at both the national and local level. Nationally, Roxy is helping to keep the Greater Houston section on the forefront in the education community, serving as counselor and CPN committee members for DivCed and as a committee member for SOCED. At the section level, whether it be serving as program chair, a committee member, or a meeting host, she has been continuously and enthusiastically involved since 1988. She has served as the chair of the pre-college programs for 2 sworn meetings and as a member and now chair of the GHS Education Committee. Roxy has been a vital link between chemists of industry and collegiate academia and the local K-12 teachers. Her perspective and insight have been invaluable to committee members, and her shared information about USNCO exams, Project SEED, scholarships, and meetings of interest are just a few examples where she has fostered a relationship between the section and pre-college educators. In addition to her committee work, Roxy has hosted several ACS section meetings at her school and helped publicize those meetings not just to the local members, but also to area educators and students who might find a meeting topic to be of interest, thus broadening the reach of the local section into the K-12 community. An Axel Award winner herself and a recipient of a loaf of Joe Hightower's famous sourdough bread. By the way, Anne could not be here with us, but said Joe would be so proud. Roxy is an invaluable resource for information about ACS resources and section events that may be of interest for educators on personal learning or of use to enhance their curriculum. It was so much fun for me to nominate such a passionate and deserving candidate. And I now present to you Ms. Roxy Allen, the 2020 ACS Joe Hightower Award winner. And this is a picture of 3 chemistry friends. We'll just pass that on. And Roxy, on to you.
Thank you so much for this award, Amy. Lisa, am I supposed to share my screen?
You want to say a few words, and then I will stop sharing and you can get set up.
That's what I would like to do. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I can read all the wonderful comments that are going by I didn't dare look at.
And I apologize for blubbering.
I'm blubbering too.
I opened it. Where did it go? Okay, give me a minute. I'm on a different computer. I had my presentation open and I'm not sure where it went. Can you all see my screen? Probably not.
Not yet.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I went to a different computer and so now I'm confused. Which one?
Well, you know, there's no Zoom meeting without just a little technology hiccup, right?
Can you see it now?
It's coming. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Greater Houston section and Lisa Houston and the awards committee for bestowing upon me this incredible honor of the Joe W. Hightower Award. I met Joe many times when I was working with the education committee during his tenure of leader for GHS. I very fondly remember meeting in the small room of the hospitality apartments where he warmly greeted me with his wonderful smile and the loaf of warm sourdough bread, as Amy mentioned. Joe's leadership in GHS helped us move towards a more vibrant and inclusive society. The legacy that Joe and Ann have left to the Houston community at large is incredible. I hope that I've done the same thing during my time of work in chemical education. When Lisa suggested that I talk about any topic in chemistry I wanted, all I could think about was, to me, chemistry is people. It's the students I teach, it's the colleagues that I work with, it's the mentors I've had, and the friends and family who've inspired me. So with a nod and an apology to Dr. Seuss, I've titled my talk, "Oh, the Places You'll Go with Chemistry." The book starts out like this. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself and the direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the gal or girl instead of guy who'll decide where to go. I never really wanted to be a teacher. In fact, I rebelled against the idea when some suggested I should try it. I had a different path in mind. I was going to save the world. I began working at MD Anderson in 1982, soon after graduating from Texas A&M with a degree in biochemistry. I learned a tremendous amount during that time from my colleagues about tissue culture, culture counters, estrogen receptor targeting for breast cancer treatments and such. I really spent most of my time in the sterile tissue culture room growing cell lines like the infamous HeLa cells and trying to keep my supervisor from contaminating all of the cells that were in the incubator. It was amazing to see that this estrogen receptor technique that we worked on 35 years ago, was actually what was used to treat my sister's initial breast cancer diagnosis years later. So out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. You'll go right along. You'll start happening too. A big move to Midland, Texas changed my trajectory. There were not very many research facilities out there, and I decided that I needed far more human contact. Those little cells did not talk back very much. So I decided to teach math of all things. I was a better math student than chemistry student in both high school and college. However, when I went to find out about getting certified to teach in math, they announced that I needed 2 more math classes. And they told me that linear algebra, multivariable calculus, and matrices were offered that summer, should I want to enroll in either of those classes. But then she mentioned that I had enough hours to be automatically certified to teach chemistry. So chemistry it was, which was an incredible blessing for me. Dan Callis of Midland High School and ChemSource fame, for any of those who are old-time ACS members might remember him. He was my supervising teacher. He saw potential in me and convinced the school to hire me as a full-time teacher the following year. An important piece of guidance that Dan instilled in me was that I was a professional. And as a professional, I was supposed to go to meetings and learn from the best in the profession in order to fine-tune my skills. Dan was a charter member of the Associated Chemistry Teachers of Texas organization. He took me to Austin to the Texas Energy Science Symposium after my very first year of teaching. I remember that drive so well, from Midland to Austin. That week of the symposium, we made crude probes. We used floppy disks, young'uns, you don't know what those are. We interacted with computers to measure and record data. I also learned how to solder and to build things. Last but not least, I met some amazing and well-connected chemistry teachers from all over the country, like David Brooks, David Katz, and many others. Well, some of you might recognize that as a computer, some of you might not. That's a computer on the right. And then that was the logo from the Texas Energy Science Symposium. I think I finally got rid of the things that I had that had that logo on it, maybe in the last move of classrooms at school. So Midland wasn't a bad place to live. I liked it a lot, but soon I moved back to Houston, back to the big city. So I'm not sure this is appropriate, but somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. It really wasn't bad in Midland. You'll find bright places where boom bands are playing with banner flip flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, ready because you're that kind of gal. Again, I changed the words. So after my move to Houston, I taught in Houston ISD, where Ken Lyle became my new mentor. He shared stories and lessons that improved not only my teaching, but also my knowledge of chemistry content. Ken and I became very involved in our local chemistry teacher group, the Metropolitan Houston Chemistry Teachers Association, our state chemistry teacher group, ACT2, and our state science teacher group, the Science Teachers Association of Texas. Ken and I did our first presentation at CAST, the Conference for the Advancement of Science Teachers, in the fall of 1988. It was the very last session of the conference. We were in the basement of Baylor, and all people wanted us to do was sign that they had been there so they could go home. Our title was, let me go to, I'm sorry, she's crooked. Santa's Science Workshop. Let me see if I can go back. You can see me, I'm Mrs. Claus there in the middle. Sorry, that one went in sideways. I'm not sure why. Our program was what you could do the last day before a break. And we had a demonstration program that we had worked on. Ken and I got very involved in the organization. You can see here we are, the leadership early on. Some of you may also notice or recognize Joe Legowski there, or Jan Harris. There's some instrumental people in ACS in Texas along the way. And then, just as Amy said, I think Jane and Amy and I have pictures of ourselves at probably 30 or 40 different meetings and conferences over the last 25 years. Here we are again. This is several of us. This is a conference that we actually planned. We planned the II conference in Galveston, Texas. We were not at Galveston College, we were at Texas A&M Galveston. And this was our keynote speaker, and my brain just stopped. I didn't write down his name. Amy, you probably remember. But he was the discoverer of element 101, Mendelevium. And he was our guest speaker at that.
His name was Greg Chopin. Greg Chopin.
I didn't hear you, Amy.
Dr. Chopin.
That's right, Dr. Chopin. And he was a great, great speaker. It was a lot of fun to have him there. So I also, during this time, I got to intern at NASA, and you can see there's 2 pictures of me from when I was working at NASA. And I got to do an exchange program where I went to Puebla, Mexico, and I taught there. And so the left picture is in Puebla, and then the bottom picture is with some of the other teachers that were there. So along about this time, I started to apply for workshops all over the country. Woodrow Wilson Institute was at Princeton in 1990, and that was really the first national exposure of anything like that I had been to. I met actually Hubert Allier, and I sat at the same desk that he did and did a presentation. It was pretty exciting, where he did his armchair chemistry. And again, you youngsters may not know who he was, but he was really a pioneer for small scale chemistry demonstrations at Princeton University. Soon after that, I went to the Institute for Chemical Education in University of California, Berkeley. And here you can see me actually with Glenn Seaborg. I met Glenn Seaborg, which was pretty darn cool. I have his autograph, and I visited with him. And I think my favorite picture while I was there, and I know it's blurry, was this whole street was reserved for Nobel laureates. So the only people that could park there were Nobel laureates. Who else has that kind of programming? So as Amy said, I have been involved with ACS since 1988. And in 1988, I started graduate school at the University of Houston, where Mamie Moy served as my graduate advisor. I think everyone, kind of like echoing Sunny, everyone needs someone who will push you to try new things. And Mamie was that person for me. And it was she who got me involved in ACS. With Mamie's pushing, I began working with the Greater Houston Section Education Committee, a position which I held off and on for the last 30 years. I worked with Mamie, Crystal, Simon Bott, numerous people. I attended ACS workshops on chemistry in the community that Mamie held at University of Houston. I got very involved with Project Seed, and I did programs with National with Project Seed, and then I worked with Carolyn as well. I became more and more involved with ACS nationally. My father actually teases me about a quote from the Swarm Awards where I won the regional award, and he said, "They've really got you now." And I think that that's true. I mean, I decided at that point in time that it was my job to share what ACS could do for pre-college teachers in the Houston area and beyond. I got involved with the Chem Clubs program for national. I serve on the ACS Huck Scholarship Advisory Board, so I've done a lot of things for that. I did get the opportunity, as I mentioned to someone in my small group, that to serve as an intern myself for Project Seed. And here I am with Mike Potter. I know that the person who was from Sanjak talked about a plant that was I think an ethylene glycol or a propylene glycol plant, but there was a small scale ethylene glycol plant that they were trying to scale up that they had at Shell. And I worked on samples from all over that. Tom Malloy, who may still be on the line, also worked with me extensively and taught me how to analyze mass spec and all kinds of things. So it was a wonderful experience for me to get to do the actual Project Seed program myself. You'll be on your way up, you'll be seeing great things or sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to great heights. So I teach at St. John's School, and I teach some incredibly bright students. So on a whim, I applied to be a mentor for the ACS National Chemistry Olympiad program. My goal was I can maybe help them to apply for that kind of a program or something. I was lucky to serve with the program's fabulous mentors, as well as the Air Force Academy and chemistry personnel. And let me tell you, before I did that, I thought I knew some chemistry, but I realized when I did that, I didn't know any chemistry. We had a shirt, and the students can probably relate to this. We had a shirt, and the shirt said, the top 19 chemistry students in the nation and me. And let me tell you, I felt like I was the and me, because I really wasn't sure why I was there at all. But I was given the opportunity to learn so much chemistry during those 4 years, and I got to meet chemists from all over the world. So this is the actual study camp that we went to, one of them at the Air Force Academy. I'm sorry you two didn't get to go. I hope you'll apply again next year, and I hope that maybe you'll get to have an actual program where you'll get to go next year. This is me with a bunch of the European and Russian mentors in Taiwan, and then here I am with the team on the right from Taiwan. And then here, this is the team that went to South Korea, and I'm with two of the other mentors. One of the things you got to do when you were a mentor was do a lot of sightseeing around not only the international site, but also around the Colorado Springs area. And here we are at that Garden of the Gods, if you've ever been there. It's a beautiful place. I love birds of prey, and one of my favorite things was getting to visit the falconry at the Air Force Academy as well. So ChemEd and BCCE were my summer vacations for years. That's what some people do ACS for vacations. I do BCCE and ChemEd, beginning in 1991. Over the years, I went from attending to helping to chairing the pre-college portion of these conferences. It was amazing to interact with pre-college and university chemical educators from all over the world. I remember a former head of upper school who shared his philosophy on professional development with me. He said, younger, more inexperienced teachers should go to conferences, workshops, and programs to learn. By the time you're quote, quote, age, he didn't say what that was. You should probably be going to teach and share what you've learned in your years of teaching. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm quote, quote, years old by now, but I would have to disagree with what he said. I go to learn. I am a lifelong learner, and I know that there is much that I can yet learn. I have a small group of friends whom I regularly see at these meetings, and we have encouraged each other in each other's professional development for years. So I have a few pictures of different events. This is a ChemEd meeting. I don't know if you can see, I'm with, I like the little Millie and the moles. So here, Amy and I are with the moles, and this is my friend Kathy Kitzman. This is another group. These are two men who really inspired me. They've both passed away, but Jeff Hepburn and John Mock were two chemical educators, high school educators who really inspired me that I've met along the way. And this is, I recently took the modeling curriculum, and I've been teaching the chemistry modeling program. And this is from in Colorado when I did my modeling program the first year in 2015. This is another group of teachers. This is I was the pre-college program chair for BCCE at Notre Dame. And this is a group of young educators and good old friends that have been going to these meetings for a long time. It's wonderful to get to see them everywhere we go. And again, I told you I like the moles. So more pictures from those presentations. So, oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with the ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win big on TV. Not sure that anyone really watched me win big on TV, but I did win the James Bryant Conant Award for high school teaching. And it was 8 years ago. This is me with my family then. And then these are several ACS friends as well. Mamie, of course, is here. And then Lynn and Mickey are two very prominent educators. And I think both retired now from ACS that I've been fortunate enough to get to know. And here then, my most recent gig with ACS has been my involvement with the Division of Chemical Education and the American Association of Chemistry Teachers. I was involved with the formation of AACT through a national committee. Soon after the organization began, I was appointed as the liaison to the board for DivCAD. I began to attend the executive committee meetings of DivCAD at both the fall and spring ACS conferences, as well as the AACT governing board in Washington, D.C. These opportunities have really helped me see how I can give back to the incredible ACS Education Committee, who has invested so much time, effort, and funding to my own education and training. As Amy said, I now serve on SOC Ed, and I'm also on the Chemistry Olympiad subcommittee. Additionally, I am serving my second term as counselor for DivCAD. Getting to see the workings of this organization from the other side have truly been an educational experience. The mothership, as it's called often, is indeed a complicated organization. I was very honored in 2017 to be recognized as an ACS Fellow. Mamie did my nomination, and here I am with Lisa, Amy, and Mamie at that event. I am hopeful that Joe and all the other mentors that I've had along this journey are pleased with my contributions to the local section, the K-12 chemistry community in Houston, as well as nationally. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with the many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. I would like to thank several friends who have really been there for me throughout much of my educational journey. Mamie Moy, Ken Lyle, Amy Modick, Jane Gray, Servet Jaffrey, and Dwight Ralston, who are my Houston chemistry peeps, and my colleagues who've encouraged me. And when I volunteer for things, they help me do whatever it is I've said I will do. Thank you again to all of you for that. My Chem Ed, my Chem family, we call ourselves, Erica Postuma, Laura Slocum, Kathy Kitzman, and so many more. I would also like to thank my family. This on the left is my parents. They instilled in me the confidence to try anything and learn from it until you find your place. And they funded all of my own educational adventures, which I'm so grateful for. My brother and sister for always believing in me and encouraging me to try new things. And my wonderful husband and children who've supported me and made it through all of my absences over the years as I attended various conferences, trainings, and workshops. I know I missed lots of their events along the way, but their love and really helped me move those mountains. I wasn't going to cry, Amy. So be your name Amy or Mamie or Jane or Lisa or Crystal or Sunny, you say. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. Thank you very much. Nice job.
Well done. Now I'm sniveling. All right. So thank you and congratulations, Roxy. And as Amy said, said Joe would be very proud, and I know that he would be. So congratulations. And congratulations to everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in with us. We will know from this point forward, if we do a virtual ceremony, that it should be an hour and a half, not one. We were very ambitious, but thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. Again, thank you to my awards committee for all your work this year, and congratulations to all our honorees. Thank you for joining, and everybody have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. Good
Good
job.
night.
Thank you. Bye.